Alright guys, got a 20-minute game on the board. My opponent is rated 1361 and we are going Frenchman style. Okay, so we've got the French advance variation. So the move here is always, I think, c5. So we're attacking the d4 pawn first of all. So it's attacked once, now defended twice. Okay, now I've been learning about the French defense, and I think knight out now, but then there's also this. So Simon Williams has had this suggestion, and this is actually on the chess.com lessons that I've been working through. Okay, this idea about don't automatically just stick your queen straight on b6, but wait until you know what your opponent's doing. But then I can't remember what he said after that. So, okay, decision now is, do I capture with the bishop or with a pawn? If I capture with the bishop, my bishop is more active, can get to these squares. If I capture with the pawn, I'm capturing towards the centre and I have a spare pawn. But I also slightly break my pawn structure and isolate that, so bishop it is. Okay, castles. I'm holding fire with this bishop. I can now simply take in the middle though. So now I have the central pawn majority, and my light squared bishop is not so bad. I'm thinking queen b6 makes sense now, but also queen c7, and just come after this pawn. It'll probably make the knight go back there. But it's not a bad thing. I mean, the queen's the only defender of this pawn if the knight moves. So it's development. It's lining up my queen with a soft underbelly over there. Oh, okay, now this is interesting. So he's decided to take out my bishop, which is curious because now he's missing his d pawn, I'm missing my b pawn because I've captured inwards twice, and now he's dropped a pawn as well. Now do I want to take the pawn? This is what I'm practicing. It's infuriating calmness in my chess. I think so. It's free stuff, right? And then, look, I've even got bishop d6. Okay. Well, I'm happy with my position. I'm happy with my pawns. So I have no b pawn, but his central pawns are both gone. Disappeared. Right, now, so the point of deciding where I want to put my queen, clearly I have to move my queen. But it depends on what my plan is going to be. Now I think bishop here, or also bishop here is an idea. Pin this pawn. I don't want to put her here because it blocks the knight off, so that's kind of out. This is an idea. Let's make that orange. I don't think there because it blocks the bishop off. So I'm not going to think too much harder. I like this diagonal. Okay, now bishop here pins the pawn and actually allows my queen to go there, but I have no light squared bishop to attack that pawn with. So this is a trick that I learned off Grandmaster Williams. Okay, so I think what my priority needs to be now is castling. So I'm going to develop my knight first of all, natural square. Hello, Bentley. All right, and It's under attack. I'll just add another defense. I don't really want to take the pawn. You can do. I mean, also it would open up the G file, but... Okay. Well, you weren't really attacking them, were you? My knight has an outpost here. Could just castle now. It's sensible. Look, I'm a pawn up, right? Undefended. Okay, queen's under attack. This is the... Make a big red line. Bah, bah, bah. Okay, so... I could block with the bishop. And trading bishops now would only favour me because I have this nice central pawn majority. He has a pawn majority here on the queen side. But maybe like queen here, attack the pawn, but that might just prompt him to start moving his pawns up the board, right? I don't really want him to use his turns moving his pawns up the board on the side where he's got the majority. Yeah, that's not really my idea of a good time. Putting my knight there is my idea of a good time. So, what to do? I might just stick my queen here for now. Yeah, he'll probably move b3, but then I get to put my knight in here. Okay, and attack the bishop. You see all the stuff he's got now on light squares. There's not too much on dark squares. Okay, okay, and he's run away like the little weasel he is. How about bishop here? Adding a second attacker to the pawn. Also puts my bishop on a square where it's defended by a pawn, which means that Her Majesty is free to move around. Okay, blockity-doodah. Got it. Right, I don't want to keep prodding these pawns and prompting them to advance, so... What I should be doing is attacking this fella. In it. So, how do we attack him? I don't have loads of material. I'd like to use my rooks. Rooks are very powerful pieces and far too often overlooked. So, I mean, one idea is like king here, rook here, and come at him with pawns. What is my advantage in this game? My advantage in this game is my central pawn majority. So, how about centralising the rooks and pushing ahead with these guys? This is a 20-minute game, and Laughing Boy over, where's he from? Qatar. He's used less than a minute so far. Right, I'm trading. I'm just going to trade. I'm going to trade and I'm going to squeeze. Is it time to squeeze yet? Do I need to centralise my other rook first and then squeeze? Okay, let's centralise the other rook. Right, I've got 12 minutes. This fella is just blitzing out his moves. Don't know if he hasn't taken 10 seconds over a single move yet. But then I'm taking a long time to think because I'm talking to you. Okay. How about this? If I go pawn here, he can't go there, can't go there, king, can't go there, can't go there, can't go there. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flying wedge. Flying wedge is a rugby term for an illegal kind of move where you have a whole bunch of guys who run up and then you give the ball to them and then they charge into the opposition. You're not allowed to do it. Okay. I mean, this looks so natural, building this wedge up the board, but I'm also thinking about queen here because the only defender of that pawn is switch off WhatsApp. Is the king. So I'm going to try that. Can I attack that and that at the same time? They converge on this square, so no. Because if I advance the pawn, it's still going to be in the way, so I can't really do that. Let's put the queen here and have a little sniff around there. He's not going to take my knight with his rook. That would be foolish. because then after I recapture, I've got rook attacking queen and pawn attacking knight. Okay, well, let's carry on with the wedge. Yep, quite happy. That I think is one of these really important phases of the game. If you can develop the ability to pause for 2 or 3 seconds before you commit to a move, I think it makes a huge difference. So I'm now feeling pretty good. The queen has to defend this. It's attacked twice. This knight's outpost is tidy. Queen's actually undefended. Right, come on. My knight does actually have this, because that pawn, we have to remember, is pinned by the queen. But is there any benefit to this move? Not that I can see. Okay. That pawn's attacked once, defended twice. Let's push on. If rook takes, it's the only defender of that. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to throw this move in. It's probably a bad idea. If I was in 5-minute blitz, my opponent was down on time, move like that would like make him think and he'd try and capture it or whatever and run the clock down. But in a 20-minute game, okay, so now move the knight back, and now we've got 2 attackers again on that pawn. So now he has to move the king back. And nothing has happened in those 2 moves. Okay, he hasn't moved the king back. Interesting. Alright, now I can't push that pawn because it's the defender of this knight. So, there. Bring the knight behind here. No, I played that move without any idea or plan of why I was playing it. Okay, so I'm attacking this pawn and kind of attacking that rook. I feel like there's something my knight ought to be able to do. Okay, let's put a rook here. It's a semi-open file. It needs a rook. Queen, all right, everything's defended. He's really battening down the hatches here. Okay, and he has a time advantage, so let's bring the knight around. That's defended only once by the queen. So this is something I've been doing with the kind of modified goldfish, is highlighting pieces that are undefended and also highlighting pieces that are defended only once. Okay, I've got knight here, but that achieves nothing. The queen just moves. So let's come back here. That's defended once. What else is under-defended? Nothing really. Now that's only defended once by the queen. The queen's a little bit stretched. This square has got 3 pieces on it. Come on, there's got to be something here. He's playing like a turtle. It's just everything's gone into his shell. Alright, now, that's defended twice. That's defended only by the king. That's defended only by the queen, though both of those are. Let's put rook here. Thinking about some kind of queen here, maybe push so the queen defends that, and then I can push this. I've got to break through with my pawns. These pawns are my strength, and I've got to play to my strength. So Okay, this pawn can now move for no, it can't. Queen here first, because it would undefend that. Every time you move a pawn, you are taking away control of 1 or 2 squares. 1 if it's on the side of the board, 2 anywhere else. Okay, so now I can push this. Yes. This is the name of the game. I have to press with these pawns. Unless some tactical opportunity presents itself. But now if I go here, pawn takes, queen's under attack, can't take the rook. And I'll pre-move the recapture. He probably won't do it. The way he's playing, I would expect him probably to push. But all of this plays into my hands. See, now he's spending 30 seconds on some moves. Okay. Alright, so 2 attackers. Where are your soft bits, my son? Okay, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to bring my rook. Ooh, that's a plan. That's a plan. Attacks the queen. Queen has to move. Oh, now he's defended it. I'm playing a tortoise. Right, do I push here now? I can't know because that undefends that one if I move it. Okay, let's get the rooks in anyway. Rooks can be very dangerous when they get up inside your opponent's half. Alright, now she's running. She's running. Defended by the rook. 2 defenders on here, 2 attackers. Operation make life bloody uncomfortable for white. Okay. Push again. Queen's defending this pawn. Queen's defending the knight. My rooks are presently not connected, which is annoying, so let's connect them again. I have this attacking the queen. Any rook steps there, it's getting snapped off, so that's not going to work. This kind of makes sense. See, what I'm doing now is I'm suffocating the life out of this position. Defended only by that. I am exposing my king slightly, but... Alrighty, what do we do? I've taken that square away from her. I think that was an error of judgment. Okay, I can't take with the pawn because it hangs the queen. Come on. He's a slippery character, this one. Okay. I propose... Can I trade queens? Can I force him to trade queens? Queen's got to defend that, so not really. Not really. Let's put my rook here. I might lose a pawn out of all this, but so I'm now no longer a pawn up, but I have this now. Recapture. Now what's he going to do? I've got queen here, check. He can block with his rook. Okay, now is time to take stock and not rush things. I really want to give that pawn a chance to promote. I think that was a little bit rash, that kind of sequence of moves. Alright, so takes, pawn push, rook has to go here, has to, then I win, I think. I mean, he's got this, but he can't stop me from promoting. Well, what does that do? That's called a spite check. Okay, now I promote and he has to take and I recapture. So this is a winning position. Check, snaffle a pawn. Okay. Right, so that was interesting. Let's just go through it one more time. Very normal French setup. I've had this position 100 times. Take back with the bishop. Let's analyse it. So one thing we've noticed now is that my pretty game report thing seems to have disappeared. Now I click report and I get the normal analysis. So the beta thing, yeah, you can see here. So pressure, and then I really let him into the game towards the end. So let's have a look. No blunders, but 2 missed wins. Interesting. Click on analysis. Book. Oh yeah, he says I should have just taken straight away in the centre. That's probably true. Again, it wanted me to take. I just missed it. Oh, that's interesting. So here, the computer's saying that the recapture with the pawn was better. Yeah, if I recapture with the pawn, my bishop actually still has quite a nice route into the board. So yeah, I take that point, computer. Okay. Yeah, knight e7 is a very typical move. The idea of that is knight coming like to g6 and then attacking this pawn. Now this pawn is no longer defended by a d-pawn. So letting that d-pawn go is not great move on my opponent's part. However, I'm already attacking that pawn once with the queen. And now he trades off and I recapture, and this is my advantage. You see these central pawns. Queen e5 is best. Good, I like that. Knight hits the queen. Queen retreats. Good square. See, you know, all else being equal, just put your pieces in a place where the maximum number of bits on the board are defended as much as possible. So again, it's saying you've got to strike for the centre. It's telling white to strike for the centre because black centre is getting too strong. Okay, could have developed the bishop, yep. Ah, that's interesting. It's saying knight to here, gaining that outpost early on, hit the bishop. Okay, I decided to do that. Again, it wants him to... He was rash with his pawns at the start and then has failed to use them enough at this point. Again, it's saying c4, come on, you've got to push c4. Yep, get the queen out of trouble and counterattack the pawn. Okay, now I take the outpost. And again, it's saying c4. Okay, it wanted me to push f6 here. Start pressing with the pawns now. Yeah, this was a bit of a feeble move. I didn't really need to do it. And again, it wants him to play c4. So here... Yeah, so this is called a minority attack, right? So if you've got your opponent has got one side of the board where they've got a pawn majority, like here, right, and you've got a minority, it's generally a useful idea to throw your minority of pawns at these to break up the structure and make them easier to pick off later. I think it's the general principle. Okay, we trade bishops. Good, like that. Centralising the rooks, it approves. Okay, kick the knight. Okay, it's saying build the wedge now, but I liked the idea. I put my queen there and pin the pawn. Okay, happy days. Yeah, you see here it's telling him to you should be pressing your pawn advantage now. Okay, and now you remember in the game I said this is actually a bit of a pointless move. I don't know why I played. I didn't have a reason for playing it. You know, it was just saying, look, I can put my knight here and you can't take me. Well, congratulations, well done. King moves, for no reason at all. Move back here, why there? I don't know. Yeah, so now it's really favouring black. Okay, I didn't need to do that at all. And I kind of knew I didn't, and I'm kind of undeveloping. So it's saying, you know, the computer really wants a pawn battle in the middle of the board here. Yeah, now he's just twiddling. Inaccuracy. E4 is best. Yeah, it's saying press onwards, soldiers. Again, it wants me to press in the middle. Yeah. So my knight doesn't really know what it's doing. It's just wandering around the field right now. It had a great square there, and it should have stayed there. I just kind of running out of ideas and slightly running out of time. Okay, queen back there, targeting this under-defended pawn. Okay, queen does come back there. This, you know, doing this analysis, this is one way that you really learn. Okay, so good move. Good move. Not good. Not a good idea by white. And now it's got black +5. So totally winning with accurate play. But as we shall see, that's a mistake. Knight e4 was best. Knight e4 allows the knight to come in there. That's a lovely place for a knight to be. Yeah, can't be harassed by the pawns. It's a forever home. It's a place for life. Okay, so shoddy play, but it liked that move. Good, I like that move too. Queen should come down there. Good. And now, yeah, this was poor. Should have promoted them, you know. This knight's doing nothing, languishing at the back of the board. Wants to be up there in the action. Okay, so not a bad move, but... Alright, okay, so it's saying, yeah, drop the other rook back. Fair enough. And this is where I really lost the my grip on it a little bit. So it's saying that's a missed win. Queen d8 was best. And that's a blunder. That's another missed win. Rook c2. After that move, rook c2, it's saying here. Attack the knight that's undefended. So it's saying rook c2. Okay, where it's defended. Then rook e8 and burst through. Okay. And that's okay. Oh yeah, I could have taken with the knight. Again, improving the knight. So I really didn't know what to do with my knight at this point. So what do I learn from this? I learn that I need to be more decisive and more front foot with my pieces, particularly when I feel like I've got an advantage. I have to find a way to press my advantage and don't just tread water. Okay, that's good, but queen c5. Oh yeah. Okay, so I was saying later at some point, can I force a trade of queens? And that would have done it. The pin on the queen. So now it's actually got us bang equal. Force the trade. And that's a mistake because of queen c7 check. Queen c7 check. And that's a mistake because now it's pretty much winning. Best, best, best. And yeah, so remember I said he has to put the rook behind the pawn. But it wouldn't have made any difference because the pawn was going to queen whatever happened. Now he puts the rook behind the pawn. And now he has to trade. And it's got black -7. But So I don't know. Is this even a winnable position? On here, on the analysis, it's got whatever white does now is minus 56. Which is King G3 is best. Oh no, now it says 7.5, so go figure. Rook D3 is best, and it's, you know, it's all over. And anyway, he resigns at this point. Okay, that's it. All right, so the key thing, I mean, any game of chess that you play is an opportunity for a lesson, right? I've taught myself a lesson in this game with the help of the engine. I mean, the engine is just a brutal number crunching machine, but it's down to us to interpret what it's trying to say. Like we've seen, there's lots of learning points in this particular game, but the main thing was don't fiddle. I think don't fiddle with your pieces, particularly when you're getting lower on time. I should have taken more. I played a few moves without knowing the point of the moves, and I think I was fairly lucky in a way, because I definitely had a very big advantage and absolutely lost it. I was just fiddling here, right? But I should have pushed this rook forwards. This was a defensive move. I was defending a couple of pawns, and I missed the attacking opportunity to gain a really good fortress in my opponent's half, attacking the knight, possibly attacking this pawn, possibly allowing my queen in. All kinds of ideas there. But so I went soft on him a bit, So that's it. That's my learning from that. I hope it's been useful for you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.